new moon in Leo. For those of you who are familiar with the difference in Vedic and Western astrology, you will find that Western astrologers are talking about a new moon in Virgo, while the Vedic astrologers are talking about a new moon in Leo. You can check out my video about the difference between Western and Vedic astrology with a link over here. And for those of you ready to hear the Vedic perspective, here we go. We have a new moon manifesting in Leo, specifically in the Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. The Uttara Falguni Nakshatra representing the hind legs of a marriage bed. This Uttara Falguni Nakshatra and the new moon happening here represents a great potential for a gain through alliances, be that romantic alliances, financial alliances, or any kind of alliance when we can reach out and give mutual support, right? The hind legs of the bed do not function without the front legs of the bed. We want to bring something to the table and say, hey, what can we bring back? How can we work together? So if you work in any kind of industry and you've been considering maybe working with some kind of social media influencer, now is the time to explore these kinds of possibilities, as well as coming to some kind of mutual agreements between romantic partners or business partners. If you have been waiting to have a particular kind of discussion around complications around business, complications around relationship, now is the time to do so, because the ultimate outcome of this interaction is going to be beneficial. So whether it's easy or hard, now is the time to come together and process whatever it is that we're trying to achieve out of this union. What we have to keep in mind is for there to be a new moon in Leo, that means the sun is in Leo. The sun having been in Leo now for about a month now, about to shift over into Virgo, the sun still in this placement has the capacity to greatly empower us with confidence, to be able to present ourselves in relationships, in interactions with confidence, to speak our truth. Right? Now, we do need to be careful, especially if you have a strong sun placement or a strong Mars aspect towards the sun. In our birth chart, arrogance can be quite easy to manifest. Anger can be quick to navigate. If we have a strong Mars placement, for example, we want to always remember that sun wants to give us confidence, but that confidence allows us to be free from insecurity that manifests into some kind of aggression. We want to maintain the communication balanced. We want to maintain the communication wholesome. And in that way, ultimately get across what we want to get across and not the insecurity taking over the situation. With this dynamic, we can go through the different signs and give you some insight as to what we want to be looking for during this transit for every rising sign. If you don't know your rising sign, there's a link in the description below for you to explore your rising sign. Now, for those of you that are Aries rising, then this particular placement is a time to explore new possibilities of information and creative endeavors in the expansion of yourself, in the expansion of that which you are passionate about. Those of you that are Aries rising, now is a time to specifically explore expansions of knowledge, expansions of information and creativity to grow that which we are proud of, that which we identify with. If that's our business, that's our business. We want to focus on how to expand, how to create new avenues of expansion in the realm of business by adding new information or expanding the creativity. If we have realms of connection with family, maybe that's our children, maybe that's what we're proud of. We've been working on, helping our child grow or helping our dependent grow. That area that we project our ego towards, now is the time to expand that through expanding information, but also creating new contacts and collaboration. If you're a Taurus rising, this is the time and space to explore the rhythms and truths of the heart space, as well as family, friends, childhood friends, mother and maternal personalities in our life. This is also a time where we could perhaps turn our home around. With the Taurus rising individual, we want to keep in mind that Venus is still in Ashlesha Nakshatra and has just come out of retrograde. So we want to very strongly consider all that we've been reflecting over the last few months. We want to consider where we've been projecting our value, where we've been finding our value, and where we've been relieving ourselves from value. And then based on what we've come to through this process of the Venus retrograde, now have clarity as to where we want to team up, whether that be in a relationship, whether that be in business, whether that be in other kinds of productive endeavors, including interaction with our children. For those of you that are Gemini rising, now is the time to restructure our communication and the way that we present ourselves in the world around us. This particular new moon is taking place in our third house in the sign of Leo. And if we have a strong sun dynamic, we have to be careful to over vocalize and become somewhat overbearing in our relationships and collaborations. If we have a weak sun or an afflicted sun, then now is the time to build up where we feel we have that weakness. In any relationship, if you are communicated that you are valued, stop doubting your value and actually come to the table, come to the space with confidence, knowing that you have something to offer. And in that way, allow yourself to be perceived as confident and as further valuable in that relationship, as well as perhaps new ways of expressing the self in clothing, in music you listen to, in even expanding your vocabulary. If you want to check out, explore a new language, download Duolingo. This video is not sponsored by Duolingo, but download Duolingo, explore a new language, explore new possibilities. If you are a Cancer rising individual, we naturally are experiencing the new moon as we experience every new moon significantly. Why? Because the Lord of our rising sign is combust, essentially. Every single time there's a new moon, you're going through it and you experience the new moon strong. You also experience the full moon strong. It's a dynamic emotional experience. But now with this dynamic happening in the second house, all kinds of opportunities to build resource based on family and based on raw resource. If you have the opportunity to be supported by your family with a resource that can go into investment or a resource that can be perhaps their time. Maybe a family member says, hey, I can come stay with you and help you out with the baby. Maybe a family member says, hey, I would like to come and support you with this opportunity, property, job, whatever it may be. Take those spaces very strongly into consideration because great opportunities can come as a result. For those of you that are Virgo rising, now is the time to very significantly think about all that we want to overcome in our life, the areas of our life that we want to let go of. If you have some kind of addiction, now is the time to work through that. You could begin today on one more trial to overcome it, and you'll find that this time you're empowered to let go of things that ultimately get in the way of your highest self. If you're a Libra rising, now is the time to get together with powerful influencers, marketers, individuals that can support your practice, individuals that can support your expansion of your service or business. And if you've been considering partnering up with someone else who's doing a similar practice or a similar service or a similar business, now is the time to significantly consider that, because this new moon represents the capacity to build and grow based on collaboration. If you're a Scorpio rising, now is the time to restructure your entire business. Now is the time to expand new horizons. You have done the grunt work to be paid hourly, to be doing the simple menial tasks that you know you've risen above. You're done with that. It's time to step up and actually expand with confidence into areas that you can scale your practice, scale your business, scale your effect towards the world around you. Naturally, it's fearful, it's scary, because in that scaling, it creates gap. However, with the sun placement, especially if you have a strong sun placement in your chart, there's no need to have fear. It's just a matter of properly connecting with people that empower you and support that which you're doing. If you're a Sagittarius rising, now is the time to significantly expand your horizons and find ways to explore that which you very deeply desire, specifically the realm of spiritual transformation. And if there's an individual that this time is calling you to connect with, calling you to truly build resonance with, it is your father and your guru. If you have these two personalities, or if they happen to be the same, now is the time to build or communicate with that individual and ultimately bring out the healthiest outcome as a result of the natural blessing of gaining through interaction with particular others. If you're a Capricorn rising, then now is the time to turn around your health. If you've noticed any aspect of your health that you want to overcome, now is the time to do so by connecting with a specialized healthcare practitioner or healer of any kind that you particularly resonate with. It's a matter of heart space. Moon dynamic is always connected to the heart space. If you feel this person, I've been following them on social media and I've been thinking about this, I think I should connect this person, I think this would be really good for me, to heal, whatever it may be, whether it's something physical, whether something emotional that you just can't quite put your fingers on, or you've been trying to deal with it for such a long time and it's just this chronic thing that's going on and on. Now is the time to reach out to those individuals that you've been building faith in to connect with and empower yourself to overcome. If you are a Aquarius rising, then this reality is directly manifesting in your 7th house of marriage and can gain great empowerment by leaning on your partner or providing that support to your partner. Ideally, those truths manifest at the same time and expanding. If you're in business with your partner, wonderful. Otherwise, even if not, it's a great time to communicate with each other in vulnerability and spend some quality time together. Take time off the rest of the day and spend time with your partner. If you are a Pisces rising, this is a time to significantly consider the aspects of your life that one must let go. The aspects of your life that have completed their utility, the aspects of your life that are no longer favorable. This Pisces reality is very strong, and with the sun dynamic bringing clarity and empowerment, coming in contact with the individuals that support you, with individuals that we may not be fully aware of because we haven't been leaning into them. Perhaps there's some aspect we've experienced denial around. Now is the time to create clarity and approach those that we feel can empower us and support us in overcoming whatever challenges or insecurities we've been facing. Also, this is a time to witness who are your friends and who are not your well-wishers. And oftentimes we'll find that the person we've been facing the most difficulty with actually means us well and desires us to ultimately succeed. This is the time to consider also our schedule, daily life, expansion of business, expansion of activity, and where we want to truly focus our heart space to expand our services to our families and the world. We hope that you've enjoyed this video and have found value in it. If you enjoyed it, if you found something that supported you, you can go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for more videos of this kind. Looking forward to serve you again soon. Sending love, your stellar friend, Srinam. There's a link